In the world of basketball, there are fans, there are superfans, and then there's Vicki Ray. If you're a Denver Nuggets enthusiast, you've likely seen or heard about Vicki. A beacon of loyalty and dedication, she's been cheering on the Nuggets for over 3 decades. 32 years to be precise. That's right, folks. Before some of us even knew what a basketball was, Vicki was already courtside, rooting for her favorite team. Imagine the dedication it takes to stick with a team through thick and thin, through wins and losses, through changes in rosters, and even through fashion foul, past like the infamous rainbow. Styling jerseys of the 80s. Vicki Ray is not just a fan. She's practically part of the team. The Nuggets players and staff treat her like family. And she's right there with them, game after game, season after season. Now let's talk about her memorabilia collection. Because folks, it's a sight to behold. Jerseys, signed basketballs, bobbleheads, you name it. If it's got the Nuggets logo on it, chances are Vicki has it in her collection. She's not just watching the games, she's living them, breathing them. Every piece of memorabilia tells a story, a chapter in the long, illustrious history of the Denver Nuggets, seen through Vicki's eyes. But it's not just about collecting memorabilia, or even just watching the games. For Vicki, it's about being there, in the moment, with her team. She arrives early for home games, gets to know the players, the staff, the ins and outs of the arena. She's not just a spectator, she's an active participant in the Nuggets journey. But recently, Vicki's front row love affair with the Nuggets has hit a bit of a snag. Picture this. You're courtside, the game is in full swing, and suddenly you find yourself in a wrestling match with a referee. Only you're not a player, you're a superfan. Meet Vicki Ray, the Denver Nuggets enthusiast who's been accused of taking her love for the game a bit too far. Now, the word on the court is that Vicki allegedly violated NBA and arena rules by making physical contact with players and referees. Imagine the scene, a tense moment in the fourth quarter, the Nuggets down by 2, and there's Vicki making a dash for the referee, trying to convince him that was definitely a foul. Or perhaps a player misses what should have been an easy layup, and there's Vicki reaching out to give him a reassuring pat or a not-so-gentle nudge. Of course, these are all speculative scenarios. Vicki vehemently denies these allegations. She insists that her actions were those of a passionate fan, not a rule breaker. She tells a tale of camaraderie and family, of being embraced by the team, and of a love for the game that has kept her courtside for 32 years. She speaks of players treating her like family, and of her extensive memorabilia collection, each piece a testament to her unwavering loyalty to the Nuggets. But despite her protestations, her floor-level season tickets were revoked. It seems the powers that be at Kroenke Sports and Entertainment felt that her actions crossed the line. Now, instead of cheering from the front row, Vicki finds herself embroiled in a different kind of match, one that may well end up in court. So, was Vicki just caught up in the heat of the game? Or is there more to this story? Imagine being a superfan one day, and the next, your season tickets are revoked faster than a slam dunk. That's the reality for our friend Vicki Ray. One moment she's courtside, cheering on her beloved Denver Nuggets. The next, she's out in the cold, her season ticket privileges revoked. And let me tell you folks, the temperature drop was colder than a 3-point shot in overtime. So, what happened? Well, according to Krinke Sports and Entertainment, Vicki allegedly violated NBA and arena rules regarding contact with players and referees. Yes, you heard that right. They accused Vicki, the Nuggets' #1 cheerleader, of getting too handsy with the players and refs. Now, we all know Vicki is a passionate fan, but grabbing a referee and hitting a player, that sounds more like a wrestling match than a basketball game. Vicki, on the other hand, denies the allegations. She's been a dedicated fan for 32 years, showing up early for home games and building an extensive memorabilia collection. She's practically part of the team, for crying out loud. But now, she's left wondering if there's an ulterior motive behind her ticket revocation. Maybe they decided they needed more room for the bandwagon fans? Or perhaps they thought Vicki's cheering was overshadowing the cheerleaders. Whatever the case, Vicki isn't taking this lying down. She's considering legal action to regain her seats, and we can't blame her. After all, she's not just a fan, she's a super fan. So, while Vicki may not be on the sidelines for the Nuggets games anymore, she's definitely not out of the game. She's fighting for the right to cheer on her team from the front row where she belongs. And who knows, maybe her next piece of memorabilia will be a court summons. Now, Vicki is not just a super fan, she's a super fan with a cause.
Vicki isn't about to take a personal foul lying down. Oh no, she's not just going to sit on the bench and watch the game from the sidelines. She's gearing up for a different kind of game, a legal game, a courtroom showdown. Imagine the scene. Vicki, in her signature Nuggets jersey, facing off against the student executives of Krinke Sports and Entertainment. The stakes, not a basketball championship title, but something far more personal. Her coveted front row seats. The judge, perhaps a little bewildered, presides over this unique case. Order in court, he says, as the gallery buzzes with whispers. This isn't a basketball court, he reminds the room, fighting a smile. No 3-point shots here. Vicki, undeterred, presents her case with the same passion she cheers on the Nuggets. Your Honor, I've been a part of this team for 32 years, longer than some of these players have even been alive. Those seats, they're not just seats, they're my home court. The defense, Krinke Sports and Entertainment presents their allegations, claims of inappropriate contact with players and referees. Vicki shakes her head, ready to contest each point. This is Game 7, her clutch time, and she's not about to foul out. It's a game of he said, she said. A matchup where there's more than just pride on the line. And as the gavel falls, the court awaits the final decision. Will Vicki regain her front row seats, or will she be left standing outside the arena, her cheers echoing through the empty parking lot? In the end, whether Vicki gets her seats back or not, one thing is clear. You can take the superfan out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the superfan.